Welcome to Sensor Noise, where this week we'll be reviewing The Mandalorian and Grogu.
I thought it was The Mandalorian versus Grogu. Are we...
The Mandalorian versus Predator. No, that's
that I would watch.
That's a different kind of film podcast. I think I probably will watch that when it is available for streaming. But
yes, I'm not gonna go to the theater to see the child. Today, as we record, it's Memorial Day, and Siri is very helpfully letting me know that in my family group chat, they shared photos of ribs and meat on grill.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that
I'm
you, Siri.
It's I should say, podcast about photography. I'm Andrew, joined as always by Arthur. Arthur, how's it going?
Well,
I understand you've recently come into a lot of free time.
I have. Yeah. The job reaper known as Sam Altman has come for me.
Yeah.
Fortunately, not really. I mean, it's not really AI. They say it's AI, but it's only incidentally. That Microsoft needs to spend another $200 billion on data centers or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I remember correctly, software development is currently taxed as CapEx, I think.
Oh, interesting.
It goes back and forth over time, but I believe it's CapEx right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're software developers, basically the same as GPUs. Just get rid of some developers so you can replace them with GPUs for your AI product that doesn't make any money. I guess that's what we're doing. But at least it's summertime, so it's nice and plenty.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Very cool that your folks got to enjoy an actual nice holiday weekend, because it has been pretty much rainy and gross all weekend here.
That's what I heard.
It did get sunny today, but it was oppressively humid as a result of all the rain. So I went out to mow my lawn, and even before I started mowing my lawn, I was already sweaty. That's how humid it is. That just simply by existing outdoors, you're is some baseline level of moist, which I don't enjoy. So.
It's started to be summer here. In that it's above 80 a lot of days, and now the UV index is 10 most of the time at least. It's starting.
We are not quite there yet. We're still so it's average temp this week is going to be in the mid 70s, which is not bad. But still interesting one. Potentially it's going to, we still also, because it's May still technically still have that oddball day where it's suddenly 20 degrees cooler. So I really don't know what to wear, any given day. It's is it pants, shorts, long sleeve, short sleeve kind of thing? Who knows?
Yeah, I need to reevaluate my summer wardrobe, I think. I've been doing khaki shorts and a t-shirt for a couple of years, and something about that's not vibing with me anymore, I don't think.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
I think I need to go find some linen button-downs somewhere.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Those are
Maybe
nice.
Go to a Tommy Bahama.
Mm-hmm.
Get some button-downs or something.
Not to be confused with Johnny Cayman.
No.
Anyway, fully automatic film processing at home.
This is an interesting video, I thought, reviewing this Filmomat Classic product, which I think we may have mentioned before.
I was going to say, I recognize it.
But yeah, he put one of these things together, and it's a very interesting little home automated film developer open source kind of machine. There's a lot of steps to getting it together, and it's not super simple, but if you are processing a lot of film, it does make it quite a bit easier.
Yeah.
It can do 4 rolls at a time. It can do up to 135, 120, large format, motion picture film, Super 8, whatever.
Now, it is just about $4,000.
It is, sure. But that's less than one of those gigantic, like, commercial machines, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is kind of your only other option.
They do have a what they call the Filmomat Lite, which I think is basically just a poor man's Jobo.
Yeah, it does look like a motor on a little and a little like pin bearing there.
Yeah,
it just kind of rolls around.
Oh,
but you can get 2 of them. You can put 2 of them, so you have 2 barrels going.
I do like too that they made their own little keypad for their scanning software. That's inspired by the Fuji Frontier scanner. Well, I just love any sort of special purpose input device, really.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
This company does also have a scanner, and like actual film camera stands for DSLRs to do the scanning, which is kind of nice because it seems like all of the other companies have given up on this. Like Nikon used to make one; they don't make one anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think Canon makes one anymore. Like nobody's interested in making these like SLR scanner rigs anymore.
Yeah,
kind of annoying.
I was gonna say, I think no, Canon doesn't make. They just make. I mean, Canon makes scanners, but they are plain old basic ass flatbeds that don't even have transparency in it, so you can't scan film with them. So yeah.
Their film scanner, though, it is expensive. However, if you look at it, it also has a bespoke little keypad, which is kind of nice. And they say it has an IR light source as well, so it can do IR
digital
noise removal.
What is that called? Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I think Epson is the only company that makes like because they still make the V850 and the V600. Is that right? Which are, flatbeds, but have transparency units. But they're also not considered very good by folks who, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I see an article here from Cosmo Photo. Epson pulls the plug on V850 Pro.
Okay, interesting.
So, maybe not.
Yeah. Still in stock at B&H, so get it now, I guess. Yeah.
And it's apparently because they can no longer purchase the CCD scanning units.
Okay,
kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I hate that that's where we're at. Yeah.
Look,
well, because then your choices become either like a Plus Tech, which are
bad.
Yeah, reasonably, or like one of these extremely cheap and crappy, like Kodak branded things that I don't even want to think about. So yeah. Where's that?
Yeah, where's that new one?
Where's that new scanner? Yeah. There's a market for it.
There is. I don't remember when they said it was coming.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's this year or early next year.
I do want to note here, and you'll want to write this down, Arthur. You can, from B&H, you can buy the Blackmagic Design Cintel Scanner G3 HDR Plus. It's special order, 2 to 4 weeks, $35,000, but we'll let you digitize 35, Super 35, 16, and Super 16.
Oh, good.
So
I was looking for that.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Get your order in now. I was like, oh, Blackmagic makes a scanner, and then I was like, oh, right. Yeah. What's Leica up to?
Well, you know how Leica really likes to make just premium products for the everyman?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of their brand. Yeah, so they have cufflinks that are $800, $900.
Okay.
Yep.
Cufflinks, huh?
Cufflinks that say Leica on them.
Now, I
gotta say, as a concept, cufflinks that look like a camera dial, I don't hate it.
Interesting, yes. I would pay $8, not $800.
Yeah, I might even pay upwards of 20.
Like that's
for
a
them.
gimmicky thing, not a like that's yeah.
Yeah. 970
British,
at the time of writing, $800 today.
The British have a term for this, which is taking the piss, and I think that's what Leica is doing here. You know. Yeah. And like, they're just hoping that there's Leica people out there who will be like, "Well, I gotta have the Leica cufflinks."
And the thing is, there are Leica people like that,
which is sad. Don't be one of those people.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, and they're charging more for the one with just the Leica logo is $650. And then the one with the dial design that looks like a camera dial, that one's more.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure.
Why? It's a laser engraving machine. It's the same.
Yeah, I don't know. That's whom knows.
Yeah, don't be these guys.
No.
Interesting developments in the camera sensor world here. So basically, there's only like 2 camera sensors. There's like Sony and then everyone else. What's it? Canon? Do they still make their own? I don't remember. I think Fuji does.
Yeah.
So maybe there's 3. Nikon uses Sony. Apple uses Sony. Like everyone uses Sony. And say, Sony has
I'm sure that fabs. Like Samsung and Google and all that use Sony for their phones
almost
too.
Certainly. Yeah. So Sony does have their own fabs. They can make their own chips, and they do for their cameras. However, they have now made a preliminary agreement with TSMC to have TSMC fabricate some sensors for them.
Do you think they looked at the price of some of this new equipment for these very small process nodes and they were like, no, thank you?
I mean, like probably, yeah.
That they're like, TSMC, you already are going to have to order like a bunch of these anyway, so why don't you just Well, and then TSMC can, whatever, sell them to however that's going to work.
The Sony CEO says this joint venture with TSMC will be our first step to becoming Fab Light. Until now, we've handled everything in-house from R&D to manufacturing, but going forward, we hope to advance manufacturing not only on our own, but also by bringing in partners.
Yeah, so basically, yes. So what Sony is saying is we don't want to build a new fab. We'll keep using our current fabs until they just become obsolete, and then we'll be fabless.
Well, that's not really what Sony is saying. Sony is saying they would like to reduce how much they personally manufacture and would like to pivot to IP. That is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Which they already did for TC with their TVs.
Yeah.
It should be noted, right? Bravia is no longer Sony Bravia.
Right.
It's TCL in partnership with Sony or something.
Also Vio.
Yeah,
this is just turning into a fabless semiconductor company. So
yeah,
they're going to become the arm of camera sensors. So
I'm also just kind of concerned about Sony cameras. Like, sure, they're winning the market, but like, does this CEO
does
care?
Sony want to keep making them? Is the question, and the answer seems to be like maybe,
because Sony also had the best OLED TVs. I have one in my house. It's very good.
Yeah,
and then they just said, never mind. Yeah. We don't want to do that anymore.
Right. Well, I think they made one of the very first OLED TVs.
They sure did.
Crazy, yeah. That like
they've been like the premium brand TV for the past 30 years.
Yeah,
and then they just said, "Yeah, we don't need that anymore."
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy how quickly Sony has abandoned being Sony, I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
And that it seems like they just, like you said, want to be like an IP company. They don't want to actually have manufacturing operations, which will be interesting because they do still make a lot of stuff like the cameras and the PlayStation. Are they just gonna like contract that out,
I don't know.
Are they gonna be like where it's like, well, like Contacts, where when it was actually made by like Kyocera or whatever?
PlayStation is a joint venture between Sony and I don't know,
well, you know,
like Disney or something. Like
this makes me
what are they
think because Raspberry Pis are built in a Sony fab, PCB fab.
Really?
Yeah, in Britain. And I'm wondering if
Did
they're
not know that.
like, are they gonna what if they're just like, actually we don't want this anymore? I imagine they'll just sell that operation, but it would be funny if, suddenly Raspberry Pis are hard to get again because the factory that makes them is like,
I mean, I don't think they ever stopped being hard to get.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And now they're also like $300.
Yeah, well, probably because they're built in like one factory in Britain. Yeah.
No, it's because of the RAM, right?
Well, yes, but also because they're built in one factory in Britain.
You largely don't. This is a tangent, but you largely don't need them anymore.
No, that's true.
You can just use like an N100 or an N150 system that probably costs less than a Raspberry Pi.
One place where we've actually been using them at work more is instead of using like a PLC type thing, using a Raspberry Pi based PLC is much, much nicer.
Oh my God. $304 for the 16 gig Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, you want to know how much the PLCs we got cost?
I know they're more, but like, my God.
Yeah.
That's too much. I'm sorry. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, in other Sony news, the A7R6 is here.
I saw that. Yeah.
And it's 66.8 fully stacked, full frame, 66.8 megapixel resolution sensor. Which is only 6 more megapixels from the other one, from the previous.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's also $600 more than the old one. It's $4,500 for this A7R6.
The grip design is slightly chunkier to accommodate a new, higher capacity battery. I wonder if that means that it has an
this is hilarious. Grip. No, it doesn't look like it's actually good, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
Every new generation of these, they keep making the grip like slightly larger.
Yeah.
So every generation it gets a little better to hold it, but not that much better, just a little bit.
Well, because have you noticed that Sony's design language is that their cameras are like very squared off?
Yes,
but like
famously, hands are not very squared off.
I was going to say what they didn't do is they didn't learn from like Canon and Nikon having literally decades of experience, starting out with like extremely rectangular like film SLRs and people being like, this hurts to hold.
Right.
And that's why Canons are so bulbous now. They're very comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
But they're bulbous as a result. And Sony's like, well, we'll just make it look like it was chiseled out of, a block of obsidian or whatever, which is neat, I guess, but also like, yeah. Never found a Sony camera to be particularly comfortable to hold. I guess maybe too, they're like, well, you're just supposed to put it on a tripod.
Which,
because you're supposed to be using it for video. What are you doing using a Sony for photos? What are you doing?
They break backwards compatibility with all of their old batteries. They have a new, larger battery.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Which is still called InfoLithium, in case you were worried about that.
Well, that's valuable IP. That'll go the way of Bravia here shortly.
Sony, you gotta keep InfoLithium.
Sony InfoLithium by Energizer or something. Yeah.
It's 17% more than before. It's got a new image processor, more blackout-free shooting burst frames or whatever. I don't know. It's a good, pretty good upgrade, I think. Though, I do wonder if you have like an A7R4, like what would make you upgrade to this? I don't see what is different enough in the past couple of generations that would convince you that it was a good idea to go to the newer ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's the same for Nikon too. If you have like a Z6 III, what could they possibly do that would convince you that it was a good idea to upgrade? I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
They've gotten so good the past few years. But they do have a new lens to go along with this monster. They have a new
it's a big zoom.
A big zoom. 100 to 400 millimeter 4.5.
Can we take a moment to appreciate just how many switches it has on the side of it?
This is one thing. Sony's camera design, maybe not the best. Their lens design, pretty good.
Lots of switches.
They understand that you want to be able to control this stuff quickly.
Yeah.
So they just slap a bunch of switches on it.
Well, and also, like, I mean, this is a little thing, but the fact that the like loop for the strap, you can unscrew it and replace it if presumably it's not just an integral part of the lens. Yeah.
Right. Big. That's big. I like that. Yeah, it's a successor to the last one they did, which is a 4.5 to 5.6 100 to 400.
Is this considered a G Master, or is this just a G?
Well, I don't know. It does have the G on it.
It says, well, and it's a FE 100 to 400 millimeter f4.5 GM OSS.
So I guess it's G Master.
Yeah, but then this article doesn't mention G Master at any point in it, so I don't know. Who knows? It's hard to know just from the lens model.
Their lens branding.
Here we go. Press release: Sony Electronics unveils the FE 100 to 400 millimeter f4.5 GM OSS G Master. So,
okay. Their lens branding is very confusing to me. Like, you have these
whose isn't? But
okay,
yes.
The difference is like, okay, Sony says that the G Masters are their flagship, but I thought that the Zeiss ones were their flagship.
I don't know.
Like, what is the Zeiss brand for if the G Master's the flagship?
Don't they just put Zeiss on everything else the same way that like those Chinese smartphone companies are just putting Hasselblad on their phone?
Well, they
cameras?
do. Like, they do shove it on phones and stuff, but they also make some very like expensive, high quality E-mount lenses. And like, I thought those were supposed to be the.
Oh yeah, the here we go. The Sony Vario Tessar T-Star FE 24 to 70 f4 ZA OSS full frame standard zoom Zeiss lens with optical steady shot. Now this is only $1,000 for this lens, so that cannot be a flagship lens.
Okay, definitely not flagship.
Yeah. I think that must be their mid-range or something then.
Maybe it is now, yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't used to be.
Yeah. Well, see, you have G Master, G Ultra, G Super. What's the what are the other Pokeballs? I forget. It's been so long. Anyway.
Sony now has like that they officially make like 3 different 50 millimeter primes in the 1.4 to 1.2 range, I think.
So I'm on Sony's website, and they have lenses, of which they have 79, and then there's a filter selection for sub-brand, and you have Sony lenses, G lenses, G Master, and Zeiss lenses. So there you go. You can narrow it down. The Zeiss lenses are all... The Zeiss lenses are all under $1,000. Pretty much.
That has changed then.
Yeah.
It did not used to be like that.
I think they're meant to be a mid-range, I guess, at this point. So, yeah.
How Zeiss has fallen.
Yeah.
Poor Carl. What will he do?
I don't think he's too worried about it at this point.
Let's see what else we got here. Panasonic has a new little compact.
Panasonic. Remember Panasonic?
Yeah. I was starting to forget, but they're back.
Yeah, the Lumix L10, which is a fixed lens compact zoom lens camera, which seems kind of interesting.
Yeah, it does. It's 20 megapixel backside illuminated micro four thirds.
Is this a viewfinder I see before me?
It does seem to be. I think it's an OLED viewfinder, but it's still a viewfinder.
Okay, they're gonna get me because they have a special edition gold titanium model.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which looks
that looks pretty good.
Very classique. Yeah, that's
It supports Vlog somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a actual leather finish, supposedly.
Yeah.
And $1,500.
Good news, it
not that
supports
bad.
Panasonic's latest Lumix Lab app in case
Great.
you feel the need to use an app with your camera. Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, this is kind of like the compact camera everyone's been asking for.
Well, that's true, yes. And also, a phrase you don't hear that often, the L10 is clearly a photography-first camera.
Wow.
But it does
I didn't know
support
they
video
could do
capture.
that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, but it's got. Yeah. I'm also noticing. They're saying it has like the same autofocus engine as the bigger Panasonics.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like actual subject recognition, eye, face, body, animal tracking.
Yeah.
Sports. It can do 30 FPS with the electronic shutter.
I have a complaint here, which is that I think that the photography press outlets are not following the like pyramid style of article writing, because in the very beginning it says it's a a fixed lens compact zoom, and then I'm reading several paragraphs in, I just want to know what the zoom range is.
Oh, it's 24 to 70.
Yeah, but that's like midway through. Put that up at the top.
Well, AI doesn't know that, you see.
Important. 24 to 75 full frame equivalent. All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And the max aperture is 2.8, which is also like pretty good for something like this. So I'm gonna keep my eye on these when the reviews start to come out, because this kind of, I mean, they didn't give a lot of pictures of it like in somebody's hand. So it's entirely possible that it's way larger than it seems, but I'm hoping that that's not true.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems, when the price isn't too bad. I mean, this is cheaper than a RX 100.
Definitely,
for sure. So, yeah.
Did you see?
Not sure I'm crazy about the like texture of the like rubbery plastic. That's a bit of an odd looking texture.
No, I think they say it's leather.
Is it? That doesn't look like leather to me.
I love this. The titanium gold one. If you look at the link I put in there, the second one, scroll down a little bit. Look at that lens cap.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty neat.
It like deploys like a it looks like it's out of Star Wars or something. I kind of love that, actually.
It almost looks. Yeah, it's like the Hubble telescope kind of.
Yeah. It's like this is an audio medium, but it's like it's 3 flaps, and when the lens extends, when you turn the camera on, the flaps just move out of the way. You don't have to take the lens cap.
Look at that! Like almost 1/3 of the camera body is the battery.
Yeah.
Sony should take a lesson.
Small rig does have a matching plate as well, like color matched.
Well, I see, gold, and it gives it a better grip too.
Yes.
So yes. Yeah, no, I'm interested in this.
This looks interesting. It looks like some of the film profiles are pretty good as well.
Did you see you can record 5.6K video at 59.97 frames per second?
Oh, can you?
Yeah. I like how it's like, I get that 59.97 is like technically but like, you don't want to just say 60 or like,
well, they gotta be precise.
Yeah, right.
Gotta be precise.
Also Canon has a new camera, the R6V.
Canon's following after Nikon and making a specific what is this? It's just like a specific video camera.
Right. Yeah. So what we did is we mirrorless cameras developed into basically being hybrid cameras, and now we're splitting them out again, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of I don't disagree with the strategy, but it's kind of like, my, right tool for the right job kind of thing. Because hey, one of the things the R6V has that the R6 Mark III doesn't have, an active cooling fan.
Right. That's the thing that ticks me off, right? Canon goes and makes these cameras that are supposed to be good for video, like the R line is supposed to be really good for video, and they all overheat.
Yeah, and you got to get some really stupid accessories so you can like put a fan on the back,
right?
So that it'll.
And then they come out and they say, "Oh, actually, you need this other camera that we just came out with to solve that problem.
Yeah. Hey, this one records
to convince you to buy all of these other ones, but actually you need this other one.
This one records 7K, and if you're keeping track, that's 3 better than 4K.
That's true. You can't argue with that.
Yeah. And it has a fan, so it won't overheat, basically. But you don't get a mechanical shutter, which you probably don't care about that much if you're doing video.
Not for video, you don't know.
Also supports open gate 3:2 filming for full corner-to-corner sensor coverage.
Great.
Which I think is interesting that they do, but then also it's like, well, if you're making a video specific camera, why not just use a sensor that's 16:9?
Yeah. I don't know.
One of the benefits of the video first mirrorless camera is added features like its second tripod mount for vertical mounting, tally lamps, a front record button, and an LCD that can be pointed forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's useful for video, I guess.
I do think so. This is the thing, is like Sony has made these for a while, right? Like the FX30,
something like
whatever.
That. Yeah, I forgot.
That is just a brick that's just like dotted with a whole bunch of tripod mount screws all over the body.
Yep.
And then Canon's like, well, we gave you a second one.
Yeah, come on, guys. We said the same thing about the Nikon one. If you're going to make a cinema camera that you intend for people to put on a tripod and stick a bunch of crap to, it's got to be just covered in 1/4-inch holes.
You got to have a bunch of 1/4-inch holes, or you got to have like a bunch of like cold shoe mount type things. Either one. Yeah.
You can't just make a regular camera and then give you one other hole.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
More holes.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. If you're a Canon shooter, it's probably fine.
Canon also came out with something new, which sold out remarkably quickly.
Which I didn't know that this was a problem in advance.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Lens cap.
Yeah, did you know that Canon's old lens cap for the RF mount only went on one way?
Okay.
You couldn't put it on from, it had to go on exactly the right way.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so like a normal bayonet lens cap, you can put on like in at least 3 positions, right? Because there's basically 3 little, I don't know what you call them, things of the bayonet mount. But this one that came out with the original EOS R, you could only put it on the exactly correct way.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And the new one, finally now, Canon Lens Dust Cap RF Mark II.
So what happened here was,
and it's 1 cent more. It's $8 instead of $7.99.
So what happened here was, the original lens cap, they probably cut the injection molding tooling for that about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so that's all worn out now. And so when
they had to make a new one,
and they're like, while you're at it, just like shave that little alignment notch off, you know,
pretty much.
I think that is, I'm being facetious, but I also think that is literally what could have happened here.
It's entirely likely.
Is that they're like, well, we have to cut some new tooling, so why
not?
And
not to be caught up in tariffs. It's actually $8.99 in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So another 99 cents.
Yeah, jeez.
If you are a 3D printing user, though, you can just print one and have been able to just print one that does the right thing for years, of course.
Yeah.
I honestly, they should send everybody who owns an RF camera at least one of these. Like they should just send them out. Come on.
Well, also, I'm noticing that this is polycarbonate with the fiberglass in it, and I'm like, okay, but
why?
I was going to say you can probably 3D print one that's perfectly robust out of like PETG. PLA is maybe a little flimsy, but like, yeah.
ABS, buy that PLA GF stuff, the glass fiber reinforced stuff. Like, you can have one equally good, and it probably costs like $1.50 in filament at most.
Yeah. I need to get Canon on the horn and be like, you guys don't even really need to cut new injection molding tooling for this. You just need a print farm.
Yeah. In other things that we can't have in the U.S. because our government is stupid, there's a new version of the Osmo Pocket that's being teased, and this one has 2 lenses on it. Osmo Pocket 4P. So it's got presumably like a zoomed in lens and a wide lens.
So so this is not like a stereo vision thing.
No. I think it's 2 different focal lengths.
Yeah, the classic problem of like, well, you know, it'd be nice to be able to record close up or far away, but doing that with one camera and one set of lenses is, difficult. So just stick another camera on there.
Yeah.
Eventually this thing is going to look, like a biblically accurate. It's going to have like 6 cameras. It's good. Do you remember that camera?
The light camera.
What was it? Yes. The one that
we've spoken about the light camera. Yes.
It's going to be the trypophobia camera.
Yeah.
It makes you uncomfortable instantly.
I mean, look at the Mavic 3 Pro. Yeah. They've got 3 cameras on the front of that one. Because they don't want to put a zoom lens, so they just have 3 cameras on the front of it. This is DJI's, like, this is what they do. They just stick more cameras on it.
Well, and I can't really complain because it's not a bad strategy,
No, especially for the drones, it makes sense because those are high vibration environments. I don't know how zoom lenses would hold up.
Yeah.
But on this little handheld thingy, I feel like you could have a small zoom lens. I don't know.
I think you camera on there. Just weld it on there.
In any case, it's nice to see that other countries get nice things that we don't get.
Speaking of other people getting nice things, a whole bunch of Chinese lens companies came out with a whole bunch of releases.
Yeah, we got Viltrox, Thighpoc, TT Artisan, SG Image, Laowa, Mikey, and Yongno.
Yeah.
All have tons of new lenses for full frame, APS-C, micro four thirds, all sorts of stuff.
We got some, so Laowa has a post here where they've got like a massive fisheye.
Yeah.
Like a periscope lens.
They've always had these periscopes, but Laowa has been the ones that make the cheap periscopes. They have a bunch of different shapes for them now. So they used to just be kind of like a one long stick that would let you get really close up to stuff, and that has like a light built in. Yeah,
like the probe lens, basically. Yeah.
But now they've got ones where the end effector has different angles. So you get one that's straight, a 45 or a 90, and then they have one where the lens itself like looks like a submarine periscope.
I'm just imagining trying to do a photo shoot with that lens and being like, hold on. What I think is interesting, though, is how quickly basically all of these lens companies have been able to put together autofocus lenses.
Yeah.
Because that was my complaint originally. It's like, well, okay, these lenses were cheap at their manual focus, so it kind of makes sense that they're cheap. But now they're almost all autofocus, and they're still cheap. So
now, I do wonder if part of that is because the cameras do the autofocus on their own now.
Well, yes, right.
The lens has a lot less work to do than it used to have. So now basically the work of autofocus is like reverse engineering the camera communication protocol, I think.
Right, yeah.
I don't know how many sensors are actually in the lenses anymore.
No, I don't think there's that many sensors, but I think it is, using the right kinds of motors and things like that, so that you get good responsiveness.
But I don't think that's been a challenge necessarily.
I thought you were going to say that it was because these companies are building all of the lenses for the big companies anyway.
Well, that probably helps.
Yeah.
I imagine that helps.
Yeah.
But like, who cares? I honestly just don't care.
Yeah.
If Canon and Sony and Nikon or whoever are going to be jerks about letting people license their lens mount, then sorry, you're going to get reverse engineered. Like, I just don't care.
You can either embrace third-party lenses or join like the L Mount consortium, I guess. Yeah. Those are your choices. Either way, people
there will be third-party lenses.
Yeah. Either way, people are going to use lenses from not you. Because I mean, there's even stupid things like I can go get an adapter to use a screw mount M42 lens on my Nikon, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, listen, as long as it puts light approximately onto the sensor, there's not that much you can do about it. So
now the ones that I'm interested in, not the probe lenses, but Laowa is going to have some macro lenses coming out.
I was hoping you were going to say mirror lenses, but
no, they've got several macros that look pretty interesting. Because that is one area that I don't have that I've been interested in doing.
In macro, kind of an underappreciated category, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they only have Nikon. No, they do. Here we go. Nikon Z. 100 millimeter f2.8, 2x macro for $449. It's pretty good because Nikon's 100 millimeter macro is like $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
And I think there's new ones coming out too. That
Yeah, name brand macros
they're so expensive.
Yeah.
They're so expensive. And for what?
Yeah. Yeah. Truly. Seven Artisans also has.
Are they a Chinese brand too?
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
They have a new 135 1.8 for Nikon Z.
Isn't this
a competitor to the
Plena?
To the Plena, yep.
Okay.
I think it's the only other 135 1.8.
So yeah. So
I wasted my money is basically what I'm
well, I was gonna say, and me holding out now means that I can go get a Plena for how much is this?
Viltrox AF $899 US.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at that bokeh. My goodness.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's got firmware upgrades via the USB-C port. It's even got a little screen on it.
I mean, we used to joke because they were literally manual focus lenses that did not have any electronics in them, and now they're Now is the firmware update software good?
No,
probably not. Is the firmware update software for any lens good?
No.
No.
Well, it probably runs only on Windows. It's one of those firmware flashing utilities from OEMs where it's only in Chinese and you have to run Windows Vista to get it to work.
Yeah, and you have to install some sort of virtual COM port driver.
Yeah. It's probably one of those, but hey, it's $899.
Yeah.
So what are you complaining about?
$899 versus
$2,200 on sale.
Yeah.
$2,200 on sale, $2,600 normally.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
the pictures looks nice.
The pictures look pretty great. Yes.
And it's got this screen looks like it has color too. Which the Plena's the Plena doesn't even have a screen.
Oh, this has a little LCD on it? Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, Nikon's been doing that a lot more on the nicer lenses, putting a little screen to show you some settings or whatever. It's even got custom function buttons. It's got 2 of them that you can customize. It can click or not click as you rotate the rings as well. But yeah, nice. This seems nicer than the Plena control wise, anyways.
Yes. Now, you've got lots of lens ideas. You know who else has lots of lens ideas?
Tell me who has lots of lens ideas.
Fujifilm.
You're telling me that Fujifilm has ideas for lenses?
Fujifilm has over 40 new lens ideas. And as we were discussing before the podcast, that means between 40 and 50, because if it was 50, they would have said 50.
They would have said 50, yeah.
I'm gonna guess that they have 42 lenses planned.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that they. Yeah, I guess they shared a bit of. They shared 14 Fujifilm X lens concepts in a video. I don't know that they actually really talked too much about them, but whatever.
Well, they're focused on glass in this event, similar to how Apple went back to the Mac that one time.
Just that once, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. they're just, they're very excited about lenses. They do acknowledge that telephoto is their worst category, which is true.
Yeah.
They don't have that many options for those.
The XF 18 and 30 millimeter dual focal length prime is inspired by the classic Fujifilm Travel mini film camera. This camera had two prime lenses in one, a 28 millimeter and a 45 millimeter.
Now, how does this work?
I'm curious about that too. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's only 18 and 35.
Yeah.
How it do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know.
So these are So I guess these are stuff that didn't make the cut. Another one was an XF 18 to 50 millimeter f1.4 zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. Which sounds, as they note in this article, heavy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think we have more space to grow on the telephoto side.
True. No disagreement there, man.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Let's see. How about you let us see them?
Yeah. Well, I want to see the dual focal length lens.
Yeah. Show them to us.
Yeah.
We'll see, I guess. In AI news, there's this guy who made some AI slop and is now suing the copyright office about it because they wouldn't copyright it.
Okay.
And so what he did is he took a very generic photo of the sunset over the roof of an apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told AI to mix it with Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night.
And it did a really awful job.
It did a pretty bad job.
Yeah.
And now he's mad that the copyright office won't copyright it.
Yeah. Which too bad, bub. Yeah.
We know that they're not going to copyright AI images. They've said that repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's the same as this other guy, that guy who had the slop image that was remember, it's like a big circle with a bunch of people standing around in dresses or something, and it's called At the Opera or something, Theater de Opera Spatiale. They refused to copyright that, and then he's like, "Oh, everyone's ripping off the work I ripped off."
Yeah,
yeah, man, that's what you signed up for.
Yeah. Well, because if I wanted to try hard enough, I could get AI to generate this image.
Yeah, you could for sure.
Yeah.
And so he wants to copyright. I don't.
Whereas if I tried enough, I probably could not produce a good copy of Starry Night myself. I'm gonna.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But if you did, you could copyright that.
Yeah. Because that would be original.
That's original work.
Even if it is inspired by something else, I would have put who knows how many hours into it.
Well, you see, the author, his lawyer says the author exercised creative control and input by taking the base photo, which established the baseline creative elements, including that it would have buildings, a sunset, a portion of the sky. He then selected a specific style.
No, because then that makes it so that okay. So if I take a copyrighted photo from someone else, put it into Photoshop and apply a filter, I can now copyright that, because
that would in fact be the precedent that this would set. Yes.
Well, and I would say to this guy, he is correct. His original photograph is copyrighted.
Yes. Just not the remixed one.
Yeah, just not the one that you applied the worst filter imaginable to.
Yeah.
You said, apply a filter to this that makes it look like one of those CAPTCHA images from many years ago.
Right. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they put me in a terrible position.
See, I feel like the Copyright Office should be empowered to reject something just because it is visually disgusting and makes your eyes want to throw up.
They should. You know how judges can dismiss a case with prejudice?
Yeah, they should be able to.
I think the Copyright Office should be able to do that.
Yeah, just no and do not come back here again. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be able to dismiss copyright with prejudice, I think. What's this about smashing cameras?
So it says you can take your rage out on photography by smashing a camera to pieces at new exhibit. This is at the Belfast Photo Festival in Northern Ireland. Participants can wield hammers in dedicated rage rooms or can more gently prise apart cameras in disassembly areas. Okay. So
to what end? This is art, they're saying?
I guess so. Well, yeah, it's to do with, cameras being physical objects or something like that. What I didn't appreciate is that the cover image here is somebody smashing a Praktica MTL3 with a hammer. And that's a really nice classic East German camera. And I just want to was it already broken irrevocably, or are we smashing perfectly good cameras here? Because we don't need to be making these things more scarce.
I don't know.
I want what I need is some sort of sign statement that's all of these cameras were previously non-functional in ways that are difficult to repair, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like what likely happened is they just trolled eBay or something for cheap cameras.
Yeah. Whichever was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're just smashing them up.
Yeah.
But hey, look.
But don't be smashing a Praktica. Come on. That's literally history.
Look, this is the UK.
Wow, that's true.
They just...
And not only is it the UK, it's Northern Ireland too, which is... Yeah.
Come on now. This is just kind of what you'd expect from the UK, I feel like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
See, what else is in the petapixel tag destruction?
Hello.
Reckless drone pilot causes destruction of thousands of bird eggs.
Okay, yeah.
Before and after photos captured destruction brought by civil war in Sudan.
See, that's the kind of thing you'd expect.
Yeah. Camera versus lawnmower captured in slow motion.
Okay, you report on that. I'm checking the tag rage.
Rage.
Oh, there's only 2 items here.
Oh, yeah.
There's this piece, and then singer Steve Lacy smashes a camera after fan throws it at him, which I think understandable.
Fair enough, yeah.
Don't throw a camera at someone. That's heavy.
Have you been to a concert recently, by the way?
No. Because I think, they're not,
People have forgotten the social contract, I'll say that.
Yes, which is why I haven't been to concerts recently.
Yeah, people do not know how to act in public anymore. Yeah. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Lastly, Insta360 has some nice little wireless mics.
Yeah, but you know how I complain that the problem with the Rode mics that everyone was using is that they were giant and huge and said Rode on them, and they need to be smaller and more inconspicuous.
Yeah, so DJI went about solving this problem by just making the mic tiny.
Yeah, and what
Insta360 and it is microscopic.
Yeah, and what Insta360 has done here is said, what if we went in the complete opposite direction? And so what they've done is they've made their mics have e-ink displays that you can make display whatever nonsense you want.
Now this I like.
I suppose it's interesting because if you are a news anchor or something, you could put the Channel 5 logo on it, which I think looks less out of place than the Rode logo. But also I'm the point in my mind, the point of a lav mic is that you shouldn't really notice it, right?
But it's become, the visible lav mic has become a symbol now. You kind of expect it.
Well, the ones that I really don't like are the ones that are not the Rode ones, but the cheaper ones that people get off Amazon that are.
Oh yeah.
And then they clip them to a pencil or whatever, or just hold it. And I'm like, that's not what.
Clipping them to a Metro card.
That's not what you're supposed. Yes, that's not how this works.
No,
that's not how this works. I guess we need to teach this in schools. I don't understand.
The other thing that you could do with these mics, though, with the little screen, is it could be easier to identify which one is which.
Well,
one's attached to which track. That's actually kind of useful.
Yeah,
because they do look the same, and the receiver doesn't make it easy to tell which one is which.
Yeah.
So
this is also
I kind of like it. I think it's cute.
This is also, I think, a lot of both DJI and Insta360 have learned lessons from Rode basically blazing the trail here, which is that both DJI and Insta360, the receiver is basically a cold shoe mount thing.
Right.
Which Rhodes never was, and I think that was kind of a like someone else figured out, hey, this should just clip into the hot shoe, and yes, it should. It makes a lot more sense than whatever Rode was doing. But yeah,
it would be better if we could all get together and make some sort of standards that you don't need another receiver for every mic. But
yeah, well,
you can't have that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It'll be Bluetooth. It'll have horrible audio quality. Can you imagine also Bluetooth flash sync? That would be hilarious.
Dear
God. I'm cracking myself up thinking about it. You press the button and the shutter clicks, and then 10 seconds later, the flashes go off in a slight sequence.
Yeah. Somebody's probably tried it.
I'm using Zigbee for all my flashes. So,
I mean, it is right. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2.4 gigahertz protocol of some kind. So yeah, that's all. It's all the same nonsense, basically.
Right. But Zigbee is licensed to the Zigbee people.
Yeah, but they don't charge money for it like Z-Wave does, right?
I thought Zigbee used to be annoying about their.
I don't think they are anymore, though. I think that's the Z-Wave folks who still are. I don't know.
I don't understand Z-Wave. I don't know why people are so into that.
Yeah. I have this whole box of Insteon flashes I can't do anything with. X10 flashes. They're synced through the power grid. What a world we live in,
Yeah, no kidding. Speaking of, I total tangent. I had to rebuild my Home Assistant because my little
as
B-Link,
you do.
Well, my little B-Link decided to kill itself.
Yeah, they do that. One of our mutual friends recently tore apart his, I don't know if it was a B-Link, but mini PC, and reapplied thermal paste properly and reduced the temps like 20°C or something.
Yeah, so I did that to mine last year, but now the fan has given up.
Right. Yes, that makes sense.
The fan just doesn't work anymore, and I'm not sure if I can get another fan for it.
Oh, I'm sure you can. Take a picture of it, send it to me. I'll find one on DigiKey.
I found one on eBay that was like $65.
No, you got to go on DigiKey. They got all kinds of fans there.
Anyway, I just moved my whole Home Assistant to a VM in my Proxmox cluster, and so now it's like whatever.
Well, that makes it easy to restore in the event of anything. Yeah.
Well, right. The interesting thing though is I had to find something to do with my my Zigbee dongle. Right. I have the Home Assistant ZBT2, which is a great Zigbee dongle, but I don't want to plug that into my server because then I can't do like migration and HA and stuff, right? What do I do? Well, I had a Raspberry Pi 4 sitting around, so I chucked what is it? There's this Sur2Net, I think, the package, which just exposes a serial device as a socket interface. So I just installed Debian on there, plugged in Sur2Net, and then in Home Assistant I just changed the path of the Zigbee antenna to socket : the Raspberry Pi. And then Home Assistant said, oh, okay, we're good.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Because it's just going over TTY USB 0 anyways.
Right.
So it doesn't care.
Yeah.
And it seems to work fine. Interestingly, though, the ZBT1, the Z-Wave one, they have an experimental firmware that can turn that into its own PoE-powered device that works over the network. Because I guess it's ESP32 based or something. And they figured out you can just make a firmware that makes it connect to a network if you wire up a dongle.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that somebody does that for the Zigbee one too, and then I don't need the Raspberry Pi anymore, which would be kind of nice. But
that would be neat. Yes.
Adventures in home. When you have a smart home like this, that downtime is really something.
Yeah. It's cool when like your everything just stops working.
Yeah, nothing works anymore.
Yeah, right.
This is why I've spec'd into physical switches for a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of those Lutron switches. So lights and fans and stuff still work, but I was like working
Well, you
on
know
it,
what?
and my wife comes in and she's like, "Hey, I went into my office and the lights didn't turn on." I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah. Did you just say, "Oh, AWS US East 1 is down"? That's why.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm
your
like, hey,
your lights run on an EC2.
Oh, God, you could do it probably.
You could. You would be very dumb to do so, but you could. No, I was gonna say. Well, now I've forgotten, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll forget it as soon as we hop off the air. Oh, the one thing that I cannot believe we still don't have like a good smart way to do ceiling fans.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There's
so
like
hard.
exactly one device that can make a ceiling fan smart, and it's called the Bond Bridge, and it is unreasonably expensive and also just not. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it so hard for me to control a ceiling fan? No, I don't think so, actually. I believe I looked for this. Yeah.
Because that seems like the kind of thing that they would have.
I think there are some Lutrons that do.
Yeah, there's a Lutron switch that can do it, but it looks really ugly. It's one of the like button style.
It does,
ones.
and also that you have to then have, it already has to be set up with, the light switch and like fan control in a box. Whereas, what I'm looking for here is like, I have one light switch that turns on the fan and the lights, whatever. It turns on the whole thing, and then you have to pull the pull cords to adjust everything else, or use their extremely ridiculous remotes, which I don't understand those either. Uses an A23 battery, which I understand is basically a AAA cut in half. Because we wouldn't want to put an actual AAA in there.
Now, why would they make that?
I don't know.
It's not quite half. It looks like it's like 2/3 of a AAA.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
So strange. No, I've got.
Where's my Unify ceiling fan?
Yeah,
PoE powered.
Didn't they just come out with a Unify like relay controller?
They did, yes.
So the ceiling fan's not
that far
away.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this relay would be pretty sweet for like garage doors and stuff.
Yes,
as long as your garage door isn't a Chamberlain, which probably
good luck.
is.
Yeah,
mine is, but it's on the old security still.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get a Tailwind device that just has like a hacked up button remote attached to it, and that seems to work.
See, mine's even older than that. I think it doesn't really even have any security. So literally I have, it's just closing two contacts to make it seem like I'm pressing the button.
Right. The one in our old place was like that.
Yeah.
And Best Buy used to sell a HomeKit enabled garage door thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that at the old place. It worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Shockingly.
Yeah, that's what I got. Works pretty well.
But no, not anymore.
Nope.
Now you got to speak encrypted language over it because, heaven forbid somebody open your garage door when you don't want them to.
Well, I'm surprised that it's even wired anymore, because I think increasingly they're just saying like, oh yeah, just put in a wireless keypad. And
this is the best part. So mine, there's a wire that goes from the garage door opener to the keypad, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's just for power.
Of course, yeah.
It's a wireless keypad.
It is wireless, but it
yes,
persistently power. Okay, yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, where's my Unify garage door opener where all the peripherals are just connected via PoE?
Yeah, for real. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Or like a Unify Chamberlain integration, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Unify could foot the bill for Chamberlain's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's an option. Anyway, that's been Smart Home Corner. Right in with all your smart home tips.
Don't do it in hindsight.
Yeah, probably not worth it. But it's pretty cool that when I walk into my office, all the lights turn on. And
that's
when I
true.
leave, the lights turn back off again. That's pretty cool.
Well, and I like that I can turn on and off the lights in my bedroom without having to get out of bed.
Right.
You know,
that was how they got me. And originally, I got one of those kits in like 2015. I got one of those kits that was a Hue bridge and 2 bulbs.
Yeah, I think I'm still rocking
those in the
that
bedroom,
Hue bridge.
and I was like, man, this is the life.
I do have to say, I think Hue has since come out with a newer version of the bridge, but they haven't like obsoleted the old one. I'm still on my original.
They have come out with a newer one.
I've
thought about switching to it because I believe the new one is PoE.
Oh, interesting. But I will say big ups to Hue for not forcing me to buy a new Hue bridge, because my current one is at least a decade old.
Mine is so old that the plastic has started to discolor from heat. That's how old mine is. Oh no, the new one is not PoE still.
The Bridge Pro.
Yeah. I guess they can't be bothered to do that.
Wow.
But it does work over Wi-Fi. You don't need to wire it anymore. So I suppose that is a benefit, I guess.
Yeah. Although it looks like it accepts USB-C power, so you could just get one of those PoE dongles.
And that's what I have for my current Hue bridge, is one of those dongles.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But like, come on. just put it in the thing.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not expensive.
You know what I don't like is I have one of the Hue tap switches that doesn't have a battery at all. And I think they quit making those.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an equivalent from any other.
No, there's not. Yeah.
Anywhere.
Well, and I also don't understand how it works. If it doesn't, it somehow works. It doesn't have a battery. I don't understand.
I think it's the same. It's the same as those original TV remotes from like the 70s, where you push the button and it creates like just enough energy to emit like a tiny little signal.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that could be. I might have to look up like a teardown of these things. Yeah,
you do not need much energy to send out a Zigbee pulse.
No, that's true.
You really don't need a lot, and that's all it's doing. It's probably just sending a broadcast to whoever's listening. And since Zigbee is a mesh, it probably doesn't have to go that far.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
that's all we got for you.
We will see you later.